It's the best time of year, the start of the NBA playoffs.
2019 playoffs. Right time, man. You know, real excited, real anxious right now to get started.
That's what we waiting on all season long.
I think it's going to be fun. The fun they're looking for.
It's game one in the best of seven.
Win by any means. We've seen this team a few times. We know what to expect. We're trying to go in, worry about us, and take care of what we can take care of.
We're trying to get 16 wins. Let's make this the first one, right?
Be grateful out there. Together on three. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Great opportunity.
Buckle up. Could be a fun first round.
Let's go get him, fellas. Come on out together. Let's get it.
Little way outside. Knocks down the first three.
This is going to be an exciting series.
Let's start methodical. Be methodical. Keep attacking them at the rim.
Nets come down the turnpike and they stun the Sixers.
And leave it up top for Capella. Here it comes again. And a great basketball god raining down on the Pistons.
So, back to gift physicality.
Oh, wow. Bobby. Right with some dynamite. Curry for Gray. And he's the NBA all-time leader in playoff threes. Golden State takes game one. Another spectacular performance.
Get that lead. Let's go. Come on, man. Fight for it. Fight for it.
Competition. Augustine. Three shot. I love it. The Magic steal game one. Stunning the Raptors. The Spurs hang on to steal it. Fred Popovich with 1,413 career wins, the most in NBA history. The Celtics strike first.
At home court. I mean, can't get too high, can't get too low. One down.
Portland takes game one. Big win for Philadelphia. They tie up this series 1-1.
The third quarter, we got off to a great start. Let's able to close this game out and get a win.
We're going to make a run. We can win this. We got to play right.
Lou Williams moves to his left, finds a seam, drives away, puts it up, and in with a right hand. Oh my! 31 for Sweet Lou.
That's how you're ending the game, baby. We're going nowhere. Nowhere. Let's go.
Fun start so far, and 3 more games coming up tonight, including Game 2 between the Thunder and Portland. OKC trails 0-1 despite Russell Westbrook's 9th career postseason triple-double on Sunday. That ties him with Wilt Chamberlain for 6th on the career list. Not that he really wanted to talk about it or much else of anything afterward.
Russell, you've played against Dennis before since he left you, but could you tell he had a little extra in his step tonight trying to play against his old pals?
Next question.
Russ, did you think getting down 38-21, 17-point deficit to come back and make it a game down the stretch, is that a good sign for the rest of the playoffs?
Next question.
Next question has become Westbrook's standard response to questions from our next guest, Barry Tramel, a columnist for the Oklahoman. Barry, we appreciate the time. How long has this been going on exactly?
Oh, this particular drought, since the first week of January, I think it was. Russ has got sort of crossways with me before, but it never lasted anywhere near this long. So I think it was early January. He really, it's nothing. I don't take it personal. I don't even think it's personal. And it's funny to me is he's never, as far as I know, he's never been upset with anything I've written. He just doesn't like some of my questions or perhaps even the way I asked them. That's the only thing I can figure out.
So are you the only reporter receiving this particular treatment? I know he can be surly with the press generally sometimes. And was there ever any indication for why this began?
First question. I think I'm the only one currently being frozen out, but other people go through it also. So I'm not on an island. I may be by myself right now, but other guys go through it also. Why it occurred to start with, I have no idea. I think it was three or 4 years ago, a Warrior game, and he was not very responsive, and I asked to anybody, and I asked if something was wrong, and he said, no, why? I said, well, you're not really answering our questions, and he said, well, I just don't like you. So that was the first time, not that I knew he didn't like. I think Russell just likes to, in the same way that he sort of invents enemies on the court, he sort of invents enemies in media and other places too. Take it personally. I just think he's just sort of he likes to be in control. He likes to sort of commandeer situations, and so I think I'm just sort of a victim of that. But like I said, it's no big deal to me. I don't take it personal.
Well, and you wrote about this situation a couple weeks back and said you reached out to the team at one point about sitting down off the record with Russ a few years back, if nothing else, just to sort of get to know each other. How was that request received?
As far as I know, it was never imparted to Russ. That was my the way I received it. Is I don't think they wanted that to. They didn't take it to him. They didn't think it'd go well. Didn't think he'd do it, which they're probably right. And this was before any of this situation. This was back when he was just sort of, had a sort of a difficult relationship with all the media. You'd think. He's been here. This is his 11th year. I've been at the Oklahoman for 28 years, so we've both been around a long time. We might as well get along on some sort of civil basis. So, but I think we're past that point. I think Westbrook enjoys his role with the media. I think he thinks it fuels him. I think he thinks it's sort of a badge of honor with the way he conducts himself. And heck, for all I know, he's right. For all I know, it does motivate him to play better. Who am I to say? I mean, he's a wonderful player. He does amazing things. I want to call him about 5 or 6 years ago when he was getting a lot of, he took a lot of heat across the country and in Oklahoma saying, he's not a real point guard. He shoots too much, all that thing. I wrote a column that said, if I was Sam Presti, I'd have an organizational meeting, and I would say, if anybody wants to try to change Russell Westbrook, you're going to be fired on the spot. Well, turns out that's come back to bite me because now we'd like Russell to change a little bit because, so to me, it's more of an entertaining diversion than anything.
Well, Barry, as for this series, Thunder shot under 40% on Sunday, 5 of 33 from 3. Paul George in particular really struggled from the field. How much is that shoulder injury hampering him right now?
I think he's hurt pretty bad. Now, I can't get anybody in Thunderland to say that, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's going to have some procedure or something when the season's over. Basically since the All-Star break, he's not been the same player. Maybe been the same player, not the same shooter. His shooting's gone way down. He was up in the 40s on three-point shooting. He's been far below that since the All-Star break. It's made a huge difference in the Thunder offense. This is a team that doesn't have much shooting. George is the prime guy that supplies that, and when he doesn't make the long ball, the Thunder's in trouble. And that coincides with their slump. They've really curtailed since the All-Star break, and that's the prime reason is Paul George's shooting.
Barry Tramel covers the Oklahoma City Thunder for the Oklahoman. Keep asking their questions, Barry. We'll be watching.
All right, thanks, Matt.
All right. Guys, you've dealt with the media, obviously, your entire careers, national reporters, beat reporters. If and when you've had a problem with something that somebody wrote or said about you, what's the best way to go about handling it?
Well, they always told us the advice, we were given was if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all.
Mm-hmm. I remember watching the playoff series with Rasheed Wallace. Remember when he started saying no comment to everybody? I mean, I think that's kind of like a respectful way to do it, but also you can just, I don't know what happened between him and Russ. Maybe something happened early in Russ's career where he just has a thing for this guy or doesn't want to speak to this guy. That happens in life sometimes with relationships. But there's also another way to go about it by just saying something polite like, just answer his question real quickly and move on to the next guy.
Right. It's curious, and it really draws more attention to the issue the way he's doing it now with next question, next question, next question.
Well, it definitely does. But on another token, the beat writer says it's been going on since January. And he admitted he probably doesn't like the way I ask questions. Well, if you want him to answer, you might want to ask your question a different.
But if you hear his questions, they're perfectly normal questions.
Hey, yeah, you got a point.
I don't know. There's nothing unusual about the questions. They're not pointed. They're not. They're not even critical questions. They're not loaded questions, right?
I think it might be deeper than the question.
Yeah. It may be. I don't know. It's a mystery. Mystery to be solved for the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight is Enes Kanter, who really killed them. Blazers continue to thrive in the absence of Yusuf Nurkic, who went down with that compound fracture at the end of the season. And Sunday, Kanter was exactly what they needed. 34 minutes, 20 points, and 18 boards. Booze, how much did the Thunder defensive priorities change as a result of Game 1 and what Kanter was able to do to them?
Yeah, but you look at what he's done for his career, 8 points and 5 rebounds. You couldn't predict what he did in Game 1. Obviously, one of the best things he does is offensive rebound. Does a great job of wedging right there. Has a nice left hand off the glass. Right here, pick and rolls right to the rim. He's by himself, gets the ball, finishes really quick. He does a great job of creating space down there. You see right here on the block, has a mismatch right here. He's got good footwork on that box. Quick spin to the baseline, reverse layup. I think it was right here. Shot clock is going down. Tries to get the ball to Dame. You know what? Let me go ahead and create something, show you more game. I got left hand, scoop shot off the glass at the buzzer. I think the thing about it is, big shout out to Neil O'Shea for getting that signing and bringing Kanter over there. Obviously, with Nurk going down, huge void in the middle of the paint. Kanter comes in, has a monster Game 1, 2018. I don't know if he can keep it up the whole series because now he's got everybody's attention.
Yeah.
Adams, I think, especially is going to take that challenge on personally, and Adams has done a very good job in the postseason, but huge lift for that team.
Yeah, it's interesting because he's always been a really productive offensive player. The questions have always been on the defensive end, but because Adams isn't the sort of, screen set roll lob guy that there are so many of around the league, maybe Kanter can stay on the floor a little longer in this series.
Yeah, his defensive presence in this series has to be felt on position. He just has to be in position, get in the way, use his big body, get between him and his man or him and the offensive player and just be a deterrent.
Yeah.
If he can do that and then rebound the ball as he did in Game 1, then he's going to be effective on the defense.
He did a passable job, just holding his ground, as you put it, in Game 1. See how Paul George responds after a couple of days to work on that shoulder a little bit. He said couldn't lift the shoulder, above here just a day or two prior to that Game 1. We'll see if he shoots a little better tonight in Game 2. Kyle Lowry hit as many shots as any of us in Game 1. Got to hit more than that. Got to hit something, right? Magic and Raptors coming up on TNT.